I'm talking about missed opportunities and the things that we should have, could have, would have done. I mean, have you ever had big dreams? Okay, I'm like thinking about my life, like, have I done the things that I wanted to do in life? I guess I want to live life in such a way that when I leave, I have a legacy to leave behind where my children, my grandchildren, people can say, hey, I want to be like her. I wish, that we had more legacies within our family. I think about the genealogies in the Bible. It talks about the grandfathers, the great-grandfathers, and it tells you who begat who and who begat who. And I think a lot of times the history is important. History of families, who did what, who was the father and what did that father do. I think about my family through the years, just the missed opportunities and, who's been successful in the family, who's done things in the family, who can I look up to in the family to say, hey, I want to be like this person or that person. It's like a lot of times in families, we have to go outside of our families to find someone that we can really look up to. Of course, we can look up to different people that do different things that we like. Like we have people that are known for prayer. Like my grandmother is like a prayer warrior. She prays all of the time or whatever. But when I want to find an entrepreneur or someone that, I can look up to for business, okay, I want to be like this person, I want to be like that person. It's like, I'm really trying to figure out who can I look up to. I really have a hard time sifting through people. And I mean, I don't know everyone in the family. And, of course we come from kings and queens, but I don't know any of them. I think that my family is so talented. We have so many comedians. I mean, we definitely got it naturally from my grandfather, but I think that if we could get paid for the stories that were told, the funny things that were told, we would sit around at the table and just tell a lot of jokes and stories. I mean, people get paid for that. I mean, there should have been someone to say, hey, let's take this show on the road. I mean, instead of just sitting around the table and talking about it with family, to me, those are gifts and talents. I think about the family line of musicians that we have. I mean, I have uncles that play, music, pianos, guitars, bass, tenor, my uncle, one of my uncles, I mean, has such an ability to listen to a song and be able to play it on probably several instruments. I mean, he's very talented. But then I look at where he is in life and I'm like, I know God had really big plans for him and still does have big plans. So I guess the whole relevance of this is missed opportunities. There are opportunities. The opportunities are there. What are we doing with those things? The things that we know how to do. We may not know how to play music. We may know how to sing. We may know how to, act or, do so many different things. We may be good at numbers or math or, what are we doing with the things that we're good at? We can sing, we can dance, we can act, we can do so many things. But are we doing those things that we can do? Missed opportunities. I mean, we don't want to end up telling a lot of stories about what we should have done or what we could have done. I think a lot of times the reason why we tell so many stories is because we're not fulfilled. When we talk about the past a lot, if everything that we've done is so great in our past and we don't have anything presently to talk about, that means that we've slowed down. We're not doing the things that we used to do. So the thing is, we have to gear our conversation for what's relevant for today. I mean, we can't get stuck in the past. Everything that we're talking about, if it's related to the past, that means that we need to do something differently for the present. That means our present is not filled up with enough stuff because we're always relating to the past. Sometimes I like to talk to older people because I like to ask them, hey, if you had it to do all over again, what would you do differently? And my purpose for asking older people that question is just to see, from your mistakes, can you give me a little guidance and a little direction so that I don't make the same mistakes? I think about a gentleman that I talk to sometimes. He's an older gentleman. He's probably about maybe 69, maybe 70 years old. And I just like to talk to him sometimes because he has a lot of stories. But sometimes when I listen to those stories, it's almost as if he misses the things that he used to do. Like he's done a lot of things, but I feel like he misses those things that he used to do. So he stays in the past a lot because maybe his life now has slowed down so much that he really doesn't have a lot now to talk about. So he stays in the past. And to me, that's a sobering thought, to think of your life that's slowing down so much that you're constantly in the past. And you know, I just think that there's still so much life ahead, to so many things to do, that we don't have to get stuck in the past. The memories are good and the stories are good, but we don't have to get stuck in the past, because that means that we're not going forward. And there's always a saying that you can't go forward looking back. And that's a true statement. You can't go forward looking back. I mean, you just can't go forward looking back.